Attenzione! Mitte!
In the bitter black of pre-dawn, imagine the hush of a Roman camp interrupted by a faint whisper, the twang of bowstrings, and a sudden cascade of arrows descending from the dim sky. Until now, you've pictured legionaries in gleaming armour, shields locked in testudo, and swords unsheathed for the killing blow. But Rome's legions did indeed harbour ghostly archer units in their ranks, delivering deadly surprise. Long before the empire's zenith, Rome recruited legendary bowmen. First the Cretans, masters of the composite bow, and then Syrians, Thracians and Anatolians schooled in eastern warfare. Even Julius Caesar, at Alexandria in 47 BC, unleashed ships bristling with archers and slingers to sweep the Nile crossings clear for his troops. These archers, known as Sagittarii, were no afterthought. By the High Empire, Rome counted roughly 32 such auxiliar cohorts, about 17,600 bowmen, spread across its frontiers. It was Rome's secret arsenal, deployed with precision like phantoms at a feast. Picture Carrhae, 53 BC. Crassus's 5 legions form an anxious square on an open plain, but a living ring of Parthian mounted archers encircles them. A nightmarish storm of arrows erupts, arcs of death whistling through the gloom, lancing through shields and steel. The legionaries lock their testudo formation for cover, but the bolts still thud into wrists, boots, and faces. Crassus's best warrior soul sinks under that endless hail, a horrific dawn when Roman order broke under a rain of pointy black arrows. After Carrhae, Rome acknowledged the power of the bow. Augustus built horse archer units to answer eastern foes. Meanwhile, in the forests of Germania and the hills of Britain, native archers lurked, though their short lever bows packed less punch than Rome's lethal recurved bows. They were still deadly in ambush. In legends of Rome's wars, we hear centurions and elephants, but seldom the whisper of arrows. But they were there, like ghosts at every battle's edge. On Trajan's column, carved stone portrays their faces: conical helm, chainmail tunic, composite bow drawn back to the cheek. Under dark battle lanterns, Roman archers covered their friends' flanks. At sieges, they rained missiles on city walls, and at nightfall in Judea, they lit braziers to warm their hands and line quivers with bone-headed shafts. Against other civilizations, Roman archers were a curious blend, not the great phalanx of Greek shields, nor the vast horse herds of Parthian riders, but specialists with their own deadly craft. They shared Persian layering and Scythian reflex bows, yet answered to Rome's strict discipline. Think of Britain around AD 122. Even on Hadrian's Wall, modern England, Rome deployed a cohort called Hamiorum Sagittariorum, archers of Hama in Syria, a detail surprising to many. Yes, these eastern bowmen huddled behind the vallum walls, their arrows striking into northern dawns, a fragment of a foreign sun. In Mesopotamia, after Crassus's disaster, Rome even raised legions of mounted archers, learning the Parthians' deadly dance of horse and bow. Westerners, like Celtiberians and Germans, had bows too, but their wooden or rawhide bows offered shorter reach. Roman auxiliaries from those tribes gave Rome many archers, yet the empire prized the eastern composite bow for its superior range and power. Technically, Roman archers wove elaborate formations. Some stood behind the front ranks to pour volleys on wounded foes. Others dashed ahead with cavalry to harry the enemy before swords clashed. Caesar wrote of Celtic slingers and foreign bowmen in his Gallic wars, but his legions still marched primarily on heavy infantry. Only gradually did Romans embrace bow-armed allies as essential. For example, after Carrhae Augustus posted Cretan and Cappadocian archers in Asia Minor to guard the eastern frontier. Meanwhile in the west, As Rome advanced into the Black Forest and the Pyrenees, she absorbed Celtic tribes skilled in archery. In fact, Sagittarii became a unit title. By late Republic, auxiliary regiments like Cohors Thauas, Britonum Sagittariorum and Cohors Athautungrorum fielded local bows alongside Pila. These foot archers carried a short palmer shield and a quiver on their backs. After firing a volley, they could drop bows and engage with swords or throw their pila. Even legionaries were drilled in simple archery by Vegetius's time, though Romans seldom charged with bow in hand. The secret history of Roman warfare is written in these volleys. By the 2nd century AD, about 20,000 Roman and allied archers existed in the empire, each bolt a deadly whisper of doom. As one historian put it, the Romans did not have their own tradition of military archery and only adopted bows out of necessity, but that necessity became mastery. Workshops in Italy began crafting composite sinew bows by Augustus's time. If the sword is the epic hero, the Roman arrow is the hidden assassin, never given glory, yet tilting battles in the dark. Its trajectory is silent, its aim always true, and in the end it's the whispering night wind of Rome's endless war. And though ancient chroniclers seldom sing the praises of these silent killers, their impact echoes from Syria to Scotland as surely as the clash of swords.